Hi, my name is Ryan Snyder, and this is my 1968 Yenko Camaro.
Hey everybody, it's Muscle Car Campy, and we're here today at the collection of Ryan Snyder. He's got an amazing collection of COPO Camaros. He's got a ZL1, he's got modern COPOs, he's got second gens, he's got a third gen, he's got some other stuff that we're not even going to talk about yet, but you'll see it soon. When we first saw this car, we knew we had to get it committed to video. It's Yenko 8013 for 1968. It's grotto blue, it's got the hood. It's got everything you want in a Camaro, including 427 cubic inches of rat power under the hood. Before we get started, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss any of our great new videos.
The L72 427 engine was first rated at 450 horsepower when it came out in the 66 Corvette, later downrated to 425 horsepower. Yenko slapped a 450 horsepower decal on this air cleaner, and there's no doubt with the long tube headers it made every bit of that. These cars were definitely capable of mid to high 12s at 108 miles an hour stock, just incredible performance machines for the dollar.
Now Ryan just told me I had free reign of this place today, but he didn't give me the keys to unlock the doors, and to get this car out, I'm gonna have to move a lot of cars. So for today, we're just gonna sit in here. We love the thin shell bucket seats, the Muncie 4-speed shifter, 410 gears. You got a trio of Stewart Warner gauges under the dash, AM/FM radio, buddy, highfalutin. Obviously, no air conditioning, but there was supposedly 168 Yenko with air conditioning, even though it had the 427 and a solid lifter cam. But, you know, the Stewart Warner tack, the 140 mile an hour speedo. This car has exactly 0 airbags. So if you get in a collision, you know, it's hold on, fight for dear life. You know, a lot of the dashboard, still steel. You got the padded dash up top, got the little bit of fake wood grain here. Key still on the ignition. One of the things we really like about the 68 Yenko cars, there were 70 COPOs ordered. That was 9737. They gave you the bigger front sway bar, gave you the rear spoiler, gave you the solid lifter engine. But of the 70, supposedly only about 64 were actually converted to 427 status. So you could actually get lucky and buy a 396 powered Yenko supercar for 1968. Where those cars are today, I'm not sure if anybody knows of any. We'll have to check that out. But a lot of people forget that there were 68 and 67 Yenkos just because the 69 was such a big deal. That's when the 427s were installed on the assembly line. We're here with owner Ryan Snyder. Brian, you seem to have a thing for Camaros. Shocking, right?
It is shocking, Jim.
Tell us about the history of this car. This was, as you said, 8013, but that doesn't mean it was the 13th one made.
Correct.
Let's go back in history. Tell us what you know about this car.
Alrighty, so again, Jim, this is 1968 Yenko Camaro, numbered YS 8013. There were some YS numbers that preceded it that had a later VIN number and vice versa. So presumably this was just around the 13th car that he converted or numbered accordingly. But this car started life as a 396, 375 horse car. What Yenko would do is he would swap in a 427 short block. And he would basically take everything off the 396 and bolt it on to the 427, reuse the distributor, carb, heads, and it was economical, but gave him the 427 and he could save some money by reusing those parts.
Now, a lot of people don't realize, they know about the 69 Yenko COPO program.
Correct.
This was actually a COPO car in and of itself.
That's correct, Jim. So this, the 9737 package included upgraded brakes, suspension, cooling system. Also had a front sway bar and a 140 mile per hour speedometer.
Well, and it was a larger than stock's front sway bar, 1 1/8 inch, I believe.
That's correct.
Yeah. So it was, there was a lot of good stuff on here, and the cars were ready, to become Yenkos. They were just waiting. It was like a midwife. Chevrolet delivered halfway, and then Yenko did the rest.
That's correct. And Jim, I know some of your viewers will correct me if I'm wrong, but if memory serves correctly, the first 20 68 Yenko Camaros were the ones that were ordered with the 9737 conversion package.
And the one thing that's really cool on the 68s, 1 year only, perfect products, fiberglass hood.
That's correct.
That thing is mean.
It is now, and as you've probably noticed with these hoods, the fit and finish on them wasn't the greatest. This one's got a little bit of a bow to it because of the hood springs. If I took the hood springs off, it would lessen that bow. But any 68 Yenko Camaro that you see with fiberglass hood, it's they just didn't fit that well, and this one fits pretty good.
Let's talk about the color combination too.
Yep.
Dorado blue with a blue interior is got to be unusual.
It is. That's kind of my draw to this car. I love this color combination. As you and I discussed, the 67 and 68 colors are subdued when compared to the 69s, but this Dorado blue with the blue interior, it pops.
It really does. And I did notice one thing on the interior I really liked. The one thing that didn't get changed, the steering wheel still says SS396 on it.
Yes, sir.
I guess that was asking too much to change to that degree.
Yep.
And I'm probably the only person in America would notice that. But what's your favorite part of this car?
I love 67, 68, 69s. In my opinion, I would say the 68s are probably the purest of all 3 years. By 68, Yenko had worked out his kinks. He still had a hand in swapping in this 427 short block. A lot of things that they did in-house at Yenko to this car. Whereas, like, by the time you reach 69, what you see with the 69s, pretty much Chevrolet did for Yenko.
What is the history of this car? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, so this one, quite a few previous owners. Someone well known in the Camaro community, Charlie Lillard, he had owned this car for a number of years. The car was sold to the wrestler Bill Goldberg. He had it in his collection for a period of time. From there, it went to the American Muscle Car Museum in Melbourne, Florida. And Mr. Pylock cut the car loose back in 2022 at Barrett-Jackson. That was the first time I went after it, and was outbid by, I come to find out, the owner and founder of WeatherTech Floor Mats. And I acquired the car a couple of years ago out at Broad Arrow in Monterey.
Now, the one thing people are going to want to know, now, the car is in your garage right now, but this car is ready to run, and you do drive it.
Yes, this thing is not stored away in a garage, not used. These cars do sit during the summer months here in Florida because the heat and humidity is just overwhelming, and they don't like the heat too much. But all these cars outside of the summer are started up. They're moved about every 4 to 6 weeks. They're frequently at shows, but everything in here runs, drives. You'll have to excuse all the battery tender cords that you see all over the place, but that's because the batteries are maintained and cars are fired up regularly.
Well, that's the beauty of it. As great as these cars are to look at and the history of them, you do want to be able to take them out and exercise them.
Yes.
Because they are just a unique part of history. As you said, when somebody shuts off the internet one day, you'll still be able to come in here. As long as they don't shut off the electricity and shut off the gasoline.
That's the truth.
You've got a car that you can fire up and drive around, and You know, it is a unique period of American history for a lot of reasons.
Absolutely. And as you well know, these old cars can be temperamental from time to time, but you give them a little bit of spark and fuel, and voila, you got typically a running, driving car.
Nothing that can't be fixed with a basic set of hand tools and maybe some spark plugs.
That's correct.
That's the beauty of them.
Yep.
Do you know, were there any other 68s in Grotto Blue?
Not that I'm aware of. The answer, honestly, no, I don't. I'm not aware of any other ones that are in Grotto Blue. May very well be, but to my knowledge, this is the only Grotto Blue in existence.
How many miles are on it?
You know, Jim, I'm going to have to look for you because I don't even recall. And I know it's unknown. The title shows.
And there he is, the owner. Say hi.
Hey there. So we are sitting currently at 49,140 miles.
Wow. Ryan, any other thing we should know about this car?
No, I mean, it's just a solid car, Jim. Charlie Lillard told me that, I want to say it was the original owner, had the dash and interior out of this car, was doing some work on it, and went inside for dinner. Next door neighbor called him and said, your car's on fire. Ran out, and he had been welding on something, small spark, actually caught the roof of this car on fire. And back in the day, and he replaced this with a NOS roof. And just kind of a fun tidbit on this car. It's gorgeous.
And what's cool too is if you think about it, the 67 hood had more of the Corvette Stinger hood if you didn't get a stock hood.
Correct.
This is different than that. And the 69s, of course, were unique in their own way. So the 3 years, and you do have a 67, you have what's believed to be the only plum-colored 67 Yenko.
That's correct.
They're all different.
Very much different.
And I would gather a lot of these cars were unique to each build.
They were. Been very blessed, Jim. Definitely have a love for cars, and I've just been very blessed to be able to afford to buy these, and I do my best to share them with as many people as I can.
Well, we thank you very much for sharing them with Muscle Car Campy and his audience. It's really appreciated. Brian, catch up with you soon.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, everybody. Muscle Car Campy saying see you later. Stay tuned for more on the Ryan Snyder collection. Stay tuned for all the videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got over 200 videos on the channel to watch. You're going to like them all. So please visit, subscribe, share the videos with your friends. Muscle Car Campy needs the money. I need to put together a collection like this. So if you all watch all of my videos 4,000 times, I might be able to buy the rear spoiler off this car.